Happy Friday. What is up? This portion of the program is brought to you by National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts. License number 645. Ready to rock and roll. Operation Epic Fury, still epically going on. Lots of bombings.
Operation gas price increase.
It's part of the plan. Part of the plan. But on a better note, Dr. Mitchell, obviously the Wellness Institute, sent us a championship belt, much like you guys have the Nincompoop Awards.
Yeah.
Ken, we have a championship belt for One Hit Wonder Wednesdays now.
So now I could possibly have the Nincompoops trophy and the One Hit Wonder Championship belt in News Closet B.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, he's disqualified for the belt if he's got the trophy.
He can hold both at once. He can. It's like you could be the UFC champion and the light heavyweight champion in boxing in the WBA.
I mean, it's possible I could be doing the news for 6 hours a day now, not only wearing the Nincompoops crown, but now the Chad Benson Show One Hit Wonder
belt. Correct. By the way, it's a real belt.
It is.
Man, I like
I think it's heavy.
If you guys ever I've held a couple of WBA belts. Yeah. Those things are super heavy.
They are.
And then you get those wrestling belts. You're like, oh, for the kids get and stuff. No, this thing it's like 10, 15 pounds. You're like, whoa. Oh, I'm pumped about it, baby.
Me too, man.
Oh, it's going to be
So
awesome.
we're going to start taking a unscientific poll through the text line every Wednesday. And the person that seems to have the most votes by just a visual check will get the belt.
Correct. And he actually sent us a full kind of, thing that we'll go over as we get closer to it for the rules for the belt and how we can win it. And he's very excited about the video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. He's very excited about that. So I'm telling you guys, it's awesome. Dr. Mitchell's awesome. And he gave my so you've got a ukulele.
Yeah.
Of who is it? Twisted Sister guy.
Eddie Ojeda from Twisted Sister and Colin. I can't remember it's a country star. Colin
Ray.
Colin, thank you both. Thank you, Colin Ray.
That's what I have at home. And Charlie has decided that she needs to play it almost daily. So, and she just
while you're asleep?
No. Well, once in a while.
I'm gonna have to bring my. I'm gonna have to wear my Bon Scott blue jean vest that Dr. Mitch got me years ago.
That is awesome.
Oh, that actually sounds really cool.
That is awesome. Ken should be disqualified for not going to the boat yesterday. I think we all kind of feel that way. I woke up this morning and I realized I wasn't on the open sea like I was hoping to be. taking our little boat all the way across the sea to go to our what would be an AM time drop off as they take pictures of our giant tuna we caught.
Yeah.
But we have no tuna because someone didn't get us a boat.
Yeah. Was it worth it, Ken? Was it worth it? Did Freddie come on the show?
He did come on the show, yes.
Did he deliver all the things that ruined our day?
I can't say that he did.
Oh, see? Did he break any news?
He did not break any news.
Good God.
There was a little bit of an update on some business owners who are looking for relief from the increase in property taxes.
And now, they can, what was that? They can just shut down because businesses come and go?
No. He said that his office is working with Metro Legal and Finance, to help businesses who may not know that they qualify for historical status.
Oh, so like Acme may get a special rating because they're a historical building and they have a historical status comparatively to the place down the street that's been, open for several months and the building is pretty much brand new.
Could be, yes.
Okay.
And now Acme gets historically high tax rates.
Yeah. Well, they should. Because I go back to how are you going to lure businesses here? You know what we're going to end up being? We're going to end up being like Detroit. If you guys go to Detroit, next time, because Chris loves Detroit, next time we're here, we'll talk about it. Everybody moved out of Detroit because the taxes got so ridiculous, but they didn't move out of Michigan. They just moved to the surrounding areas. and all of that money left. And because eventually they want 100% of nothing, or do you want 10% of something? Because $600,000 is ridiculous to think that you could pay that after paying, what, $130,000 a year in taxes. And again, I still am fascinated by the whole, triple net, you're renting a place, but you're paying taxes. That is bizarre to me. Maybe not to you. Larry said he was going to buy you a boat yesterday and a truck.
Oh, Brother
Ken,
Larry.
he was ready to buy you a boat and a truck.
Son of a biscuit.
This just gets worse for you as time goes by, Ken.
Oh, my God. I was practicing all last night with my Zebco pole. Got my leaders on it. I can probably...
We were going to stop somewhere and get some worms.
No, yeah, totally, because I heard that's what they love best.
1,000-pound tuna is just all about an earthworm.
That's it. I got one of those cool poles where remember those little poles that you could get when pocket fishermen?
Yes.
I got several of those. I'm ready to roll.
All right.
That's good. It's going to be good. We had all kinds of stuff. God, yeah, like you said, worms. We're going to go with night crawlers. We can get some mealworms.
I think we go with the night crawlers.
Yeah, probably. That's what I think, too.
Because you can pinch those in different places. You can turn one worm into several pieces of bait.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's what I heard tuna's like. You know what I really like? This.
I like for people to cut my worms.
Yeah. Oh, goodness
What
me.
are you, John Wayne Babbitt?
Oh, yeah. He had his worm cut right off. Nobody goes to Detroit.
And he wasn't even fishing.
No, he wasn't. I mean, she was. She was fishing for something, and she got it, which is a shame for him. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. What a day. We're at war still. Prices are on
Police
the rise.
action.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Police action.
Police action. I like that. It's kind of like it's not dangerous and bad. It's a police action. We're going to be fine.
We're just here to put you in cuffs.
Yeah. This is let me tell you something. There is a serious situation here if the prices keep rising like this. My wife put gas in the car last night. I was surprised how much, expensive it was. God.
Well, you drive so little.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's just it. I don't drive at all.
No.
So
Brother Chad just walks.
3 weeks ago tonight we filled up. Maybe 4 weeks ago tonight we filled up.
If you guys go to the grocery store, does she drive?
We don't go to the grocery store. Why would we? When we could just have them bring it to us.
Yep.
Like a Walmart or something like that. Get our great value delivered right to us.
Yeah.
Big old great value jugs of mayonnaise and peanut butter.
Oh, yeah.
I never think in those terms because I don't order my groceries.
Well, you don't order enough, right? It's not going to be worth it to you because you can just swing by and pick up a couple things. You're not going to have somebody come over if you buy, how much you spend at a time? Do you shop for like a week or do you shop for a month?
No, I shop per day.
Per day. Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those people.
So it usually comes out to about $30 a trip.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
It's expensive.
What do you get? Well, the alcohol. Obviously,
No.
is expensive.
It's all that booze.
I'm not including that at all. I get like those Kroger pre-made salads, get a lot of the tuna pouches that Sunkist has, get fixins for BLT wraps, chicken nuggets that are low carb, and chicken strips that are low carb, stuff like that.
But like the chicken strips, they're going to last you a couple days, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was going to say $30 a go, man. That's like, you're spending almost $200 a week.
Yeah.
Brother Below, you should just crock pot.
Crock pot.
Man, just throw a bunch of stuff off in a crock pot. Man, you'd save a bunch of money.
I had one, but it was I was told I needed to not have one.
Who told you that? The girl you were dating? No.
Well, I'll tell you later.
Okay. The house. Well, I hope it wasn't your cat's. It feels like something your cat would tell you.
That Brother Below, he was crock potting cabbage and stinking the place.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That is disgusting.
That's a double whammy, too, because you crock pot it, then you eat it, and then it's all over again.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't do cabbage. It's just, that's a sin to the crock pot. That is a sin.
Normally I get like a chuck roast or something and put that in.
Yeah,
and instead of, you're supposed to put water in it and let it, I would get like a thing of beef broth.
Okay.
And pour that in the crock pot and let the roast cook in the beef broth.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's kind of like almost like it marinates inside of there because that's the whole point of it. Because it's again it's a man's candle that you can also eat. It's a true mandel, which you got to love because the aroma it's so incredible as it wafts through the house.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, it is.
So our mandels are going to be edible?
Some of them, I think that'd be good.
Only the ones with THC in them.
Only those. We're going to talk about THC later because they're talking about figuring out how they can make this stuff legal. Just the kind that you can get from,
like in the seltzers, stuff like that.
No, like the maybe medical marijuana.
Yeah, medical marijuana. Yeah.
Just which is again to this day I still have no idea why, and they're only doing it too. It's funny because they had a couple of the Republicans on there. I forgot who it was, but they're only doing it because Trump has rescheduled them, and they think, well,
right.
he's doing it. If Trump came out today and he was just hitting a bong in the office, these guys would all be out smoking tomorrow.
That'd be something, man.
He would. He's like, well, Trump's doing it. We should all do it.
Cannabis sativa.
He would. I'm serious. They have no, show some guts. They're like, well, now that they've rescheduled it, but if he was just in there just waking bacon, they would be like, we got to.
Waking.
That's right. Our president's waking and baking. Waking and baking, baby. And we're talking about DCS. Did you see the report, Ken, about what they want to do?
No.
I thought, when we were talking about DCS wanted to put, didn't have beds. They were going to try to figure out what to do with the kids, and they were going to put them in a.
Oh yeah, put them in holding cells.
Did you see that they're not putting them in holding cells? Like they're going to refurbish the place and have like this summer camp. They're going to, if you go there, you're treated like you're a juvenile delinquent, arrested, cuffed, and everything. Because nothing says, hey, sorry you were abused and abandoned by your parents. I'm going to put these cuffs on you. Who's thinking of this stuff? My God, it is ridiculous. Epic fail. So we'll talk about that. Bunch of other good stuff. We might get to the a reporter that was arrested here. And I found that to be a little odd. They pulled her husband and her over, and she has done reporting on ICE. She works for, was it like Telemundo? I think. I think she works for Telemundo, one of the Mundos. And it might be one of them. It might be Edmundo or Telemundo, one of the two. But they pulled her over, and they arrested her. ICE did. Took her into custody. They said that she had missed her because she's got a green card. She's also applied for asylum, and she was supposed to go in for 2 hearings. One hearing was canceled because of the weather, because it was like the day that the weather hit that was horrific. And then the other one was canceled. Well, they called up, and they said, no, you're not on the schedule after they moved it. So they think she's a flight risk. And it's odd that she also reports on ICE. So we'll talk about that as well. And obviously what's going on globally, the impact, and what the Iranians are saying. Because we think that they're getting ready to capitulate. I have a feeling we're wrong in that.
I think I know what they're saying.
What?
Death to America.
No, I don't think most of the people aren't saying death to America. The crazy.
They always say death to America.
The crazy wackadoo.
The regime does.
The regime does. That the average person doesn't. But the people.
That's one of the most constant things in my life since I was a child is death to America. You take that away from me, and suddenly I'm in a tizzy.
All right. Well, for Bell, it's a constant in his life. Right. And we know that you can't upset Bell because he's very OCD. And if you take that away from him, it's like when people find out that if, what was it, Big Bang, when she's arguing with Sheldon, and she says, hey, if she goes, Indiana Jones, he made no difference in the story. If he was never there, it would all ended the same way. And he's like, no, you don't understand. He goes, no, they would have found the treasure. They would have found the chest. They would have opened up the ark, and their faces would have melted. It would have ended the exact same way, whether he was in the story, and the look on his face.
The only difference would be that the ark was left there where they were all killed.
Mm-hmm. That's it. All right, coming up, finally, Friday Sounds. It's been a hell of a week. We say that every week, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital, they are positioned quite nicely in this situation, especially because, and I was talking to my buddy Zach yesterday, who runs Bulwark Capital. He's the chief investment officer. You buy the rumor, you sell the fact. If the fact lands where, and you think, oh, I need to get into this now, it's too late. And you have to think ahead, and that's what you do with Bulwark. Bulwark is amazing. The way that they handle investments, retirements, it's incredible. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do to help you build the thing you want for your world and your life? And they would like to give you an opportunity to get a second opinion, if you will, on what it is they do at Bulwark Capital. They'll go through, give you a full, rundown of what's going on in your account, your fees, all of those things, talk to you about where you want to go in your life and how they can help you get there, and then some. Absolutely free. Sign up for the Know Your Risk Portfolio Review today. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital's Know Your Risk Portfolio Review right now. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Invest all risks, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 2647.
Operation Epic Fury update. Number of Americans getting out of the region. Also, Tennessee's 5th District Congressman Andy Ogles weighed in this morning to talk about what the Department of Homeland Security funding filibuster is doing to our security. And Republicans in Tennessee telling News 2 medical marijuana getting closer to it. Details at 12:30 on SuperTalk 99.7 WTN.
You just got to get a picture of Trump with a doobie, and it's on.
Man, that medical marijuana, that's a gateway drug.
Absolutely.
One day you're using medical marijuana, the next you're using medical opioids.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wait a minute. We're already using
Yeah, that's already happening, kids, is what we're saying. It's already happening. Would you rather be around? Would you rather somebody kind of addicted to weed or to opioids? I think it's pretty safe to say the weed would be better. Sure, you're not very productive at times, but you know what you're not doing? Horrible things to get your next fix.
Right.
All right, all right. It's Friday. On Fridays, we have a little bit of fun. We take a listen back to the chaos, the craziness, the lunacy that was, and there was plenty of it. It's finally Friday. Except for no. It was, but now I've decided I'm going to pick your next leader. That was kind of odd yesterday. Now he said today, what was it? Unconditional surrender. Yeah, that isn't going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. 92 million people are not going to unconditionally surrender. I don't see it happening. I don't. So this is going to be interesting. Ken's going to have the latest on Operation Epic Fury. Bunch of other stuff, including DCS and their latest insanity, which we thought was something else, and then we found out, no, it's way worse. Remember how bad we've done before? We'll hold our Chardonnay. Talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury, the State Department says it's aware of 24,000 Americans at least, they say, who have safely returned to the U.S. from the Middle East since Saturday. At least 2 government charter flights have flown directly from the Middle East to the U.S. State Department says it is working to proactively call Americans to offer charter flights or ground transportation. Meanwhile, Tennessee 5th District Congressman Andy Ogles, who sits on the House Homeland Security Committee, tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis the ongoing filibuster on Department of Homeland Security funding is putting America at risk.
There's lesser-known capabilities out there that are also defunded and not operating, part of which is our ability to detect nuclear weapons at our ports.
So this Homeland Security shutdown has now lasted nearly 3 weeks. Senate Democrats insisting on reforms at ICE to end their filibuster. Right now in Tennessee, Republicans telling News 2 a medical marijuana program may finally be on the horizon. This is lawmaker Representative Jeremy Faison.
I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a framework set up here in Tennessee.
The shift comes as the federal government begins rescheduling marijuana to a less restrictive drug category. And the latest jobs report from the Labor Department out this morning shows the U.S. economy lost about 92,000 jobs over the past month. Speaking today to ABC News, Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick said the latest report does not reflect the economic fallout from U.S. military intervention in Iran.
Average price per gallon of gas in this country up 34 cents, basically in a week. And so this is affecting everything from airline fares to mortgage rates. And the job market isn't doing well. It's a bad combination.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy puts the average price per gallon at $2.98. That's up 41 cents from last week. And that's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy Bee. Something goes wrong in your home, you want a team that shows up fast, buzzing around. That is Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They are your trusted pros for total home comfort. And right now, they got amazing opportunities for you to upgrade just in time for the getting warmer, because it's getting warm outside, time of the year. How about this? 16-SEER, high-efficiency HVAC system or whole homer pipe, all right, right now for you, big-time savings. They're going to get you a Yeti Tundra 45 cooler if you do that this month. So high-efficiency HVAC system, whole home repipe, free Tundra 45 Yeti cooler. Top of that, TVA rebates everywhere for tune-up, unit replacements. They're going to do all of the paperwork for you, no hassle at all. You can also join the Beehive Club, which is awesome. What's that do? Keeps your home humming all year long. Priority scheduling when it comes to, you know, you're going to get great discounts if you need works and repairs, free annual HVAC and plumbing checkups, as well as extended warranties. So what are you waiting for? You want the best. It's Busy Bee. They know everything about your home. They're going to come look around. They're going to take care of you like you could not believe. Protect your home. Avoid breakdowns. Call Busy Bee today. 615-775-7833 or busybeehvac.com.
Foster kids into juvenile detention facilities, even if they have not been charged. This time last year, Ella was testifying.
I have a lot of, I've been meeting with the government.
Dun, 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 dun. So DCS, solid always. We talked about it, I think it was middle last month, about what they're thinking about doing because they don't have any rooms. They don't have enough foster parents. They're desperate. So what do you think they're going to do? Well, we're going to put the kids in some sort of detention center. And the way they made it sound originally was, it's a detention center, but we're going to kind of redo it up, right? They're not in trouble. What? So you've done nothing wrong. You're not charged with anything, but we're going to put you in juvenile jail, detention. Is that the most absurd thing?
And they're going to put him in with people that...
You're going in as if you were charged and convicted of something.
But are there going to be kids in there that have done bad stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
So...
It would be like saying we don't have enough room at the hotels for some of the homeless people, so we're just going to stick them in the jails. We're not going to charge them with anything. And good luck.
Seriously.
Yeah, insane.
You're...
Yeah, because nothing says, hey, you've gone through hell. Your parents have been, your dad beat your mom almost to death. You guys got into a fight. There's drugs everywhere. They've abandoned you. You're frustrated, angry, and scared, so we should lock you up.
How do we expect the same people that have created and maintained this mess to fix it?
I have no idea. I don't know.
To me, that's ridiculous.
That's shameful. That is absolutely vile and shameful to even think about that. Yes, are there kids out there that have serious issues and they have to go to a home? At that point, they've got to go to a home. You're not going to stick them in with other people or violent as well, especially kids who are on certain spectrums. I mean, come on. Somebody just said, who writes these bills? No idea. No idea who writes these bills. No idea who comes up with this stuff. The people that have got us in this mess, you guys are going to be the one that get us out?
Well, they just said she wrote this bill specifically, but I go back to the people that have caused this mess are not going to be the ones to fix it.
No, they're not. You got to think outside the box. What is outside the box? Well, it's not sticking kids. Because here's the thing. We all know what's going to happen. It's better to put them somewhere, out of sight, out of mind, rather than, because this system will be abused. It always is abused. And the average kid is going to end up in a position where they're going to go to a starting school, a junior college for crime. Right? That's what they all call regular prison is a finishing school.
And you can't put these kids into, what, for all intents and purposes, what is a juvenile prison or juvenile jail, and expect the guards to have a two-toned approach to the people that they're guarding.
Yeah, perfect example. Yeah, so, dude, he's not, this person, we didn't have a bed for him. And that kid, if you can't treat him different too, because then the other kids are going to be like, why is this kid getting special treatment? Right? Why is this kid getting treatment? Why does he not have to have lights out or whatever? I don't even know. It's an absolute joke what DCS has done. Between the times that we've talked about the amount of infants that have died to the horrible things that they have overreached on to the just insane ideas that they're trying to get by, to the fact that kids have to sleep somewhere, and that everybody I've talked to who said, I would love to foster care, but DCS makes it so I will never do it. Never do it.
I had a bad reaction when I found out that there was kids sleeping on office floors. I would much prefer that than see them stuck in juvenile jails.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, so, imagine you go through one of the most traumatic experience of your life. All right. For whatever happens, you're taken away from mom and dad. Maybe they abused you. Maybe you were molested. Maybe they were should never have had kids. They abandoned you.
Maybe they died.
Yeah. And then you have to go into custody. And instead of being a place where we should be welcoming you with open arms, figuring out what we can do for you, there's no room at the inn, but there is room at the correctional facility. So let's put you there.
And naturally, you'll be getting all the therapy and help you need in jail, because they're really good about that.
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah. Go look across the country. If you want to know where the biggest mental health facility in America is the Los Angeles County Jail. Biggest mental health facility in America. Because a vast majority of people that go into these places have mental health issues and they have nowhere else to put them. But they're usually on the streets. They've committed crimes. These kids have not committed crimes. And the fact that you can also cuff a kid who's in a very vulnerable moment is insane. So, somebody says it's not a great option, but what's a better one? All things considered. You know what a better one is? The amount of money they waste? Hotel vouchers.
They were good enough for illegal aliens.
Yeah. Hotel vouchers, when you're overrun and you can have several different people who work for DCS who could stay the nights in these hotels and monitor. That's what's better.
Brent texted in. It said, someone needs to call DCS on DCS.
That's a good idea. Who do I call for you? And we're efforting to get a guy on. He's talking with his attorney about and we're going to chat, and that's the one that Ken and I had talked about, where they came into the emergency room, took the baby away, thought the family was abusing, and then when police said there's nothing going on here, DCS said, well, we know better. So we're not going to file charges, but you don't get your kid back. And then onward you go with months and months of fighting them. Just an absolute joke.
And they're government, so you have to prove yourself not guilty.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. So, have you ever had a very troubled foster kid who torments fellow foster kids or threatens to kill others? Yeah. That's a kid who's mentally unstable.
Which is not the vast majority of the children.
The vast majority of kids. It's not.
I mean, those kids definitely exist in the system, but they should be handled differently. You shouldn't take a kid that's fine, just doesn't have a place to go, and stick him in jail.
Yeah. I mean, they're already on a slippery slope of and when you get into the system, the chances of you getting out of the system or chances of you being eventually awarded to the state is great. So my little brother, so for those of you guys don't know, I have 7 nieces and nephews that are now my brothers and sisters. My mother's adopted them. One of them's named Spencer. Like 3 of them are on the spectrum. Spencer's on a whole nother spectrum. And I used to coach his soccer team. And when I mean a spectrum, he's in a wheelchair. He's never walked. He's never talked. He breathes out of a trach. He eats out of a G-tube. He has probably 100 seizures a day. And so we used to do basketball after soccer season went in. We do basketball. One of the kids that went to his school was massive and terrifying. And eventually he had to go into a home because his dad, who was like 6'4", couldn't control him anymore. Because at the time he was like 16, he had outgrown his father. So yeah, there are kids in there that do that. But it'll be abused. It'll be overdone. Because it's just easier to put them in there than do something else. And my mom was a foster parent. She's like, I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again. My wife would like to be one. And she's like, and she would. And, we've talked about it. But I said, DCS here is a hot mess. And everybody out there who's done it said, yeah, not with them. It's just, it is frustrating. And that system, again, once you get in the system, serious issues. And to think that you're going to put a kid who's going through the worst moments of their life into a facility with kids who have done bad things doesn't usually lead to good situations. And what are you going to do? Are you going to say, okay, we're going to let you out for school? I mean, you're not charging them with a crime.
And they legally have to go to school.
Yeah.
You going to send teachers in?
I mean, you're not charging them with a crime. So think about that. You're not charging them, and you're putting them in a facility. And I know they're desperate to do something, but there's options if you think outside the box. But the people that have probably put us in this mess, and I'm not saying everybody there has, what do you think? Do you think that this is the path that's going to be best for that child?
Margie Quinn is the commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. She was appointed by Governor Lee in 2022. So this is on her watch, and she should answer for it.
Yeah. We should find out how much she makes.
Okay, let me look.
All right, we're going to go find out how much she makes. A lot of stuff still to get to. Wendy's, we talked about the burger wars. I have a job that we could all apply for.
Tasting hamburgers.
So you've heard about it.
No, what? I just guessed.
We got Wimpy back here.
So, yes, get ready for this job.
I can only work on Tuesdays.
Yes. This job sounds like a dream. So we're going to talk a bit about that, among other things. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7. PrizePicks. Sign up today, and when you use my code Chad, you're going to get $50 in instant picks on PrizePicks after you play your first $5 lineup. And a lineup is easy, and it's super easy. 2 or more players based on projected stats. Okay? So they're playing the game, baseball, soccer, hockey, whatever it is. You're picking those players based on projected stats of what they might do, and you're picking more or less. It's that simple. The minute you play those 2 or more and you play your first $5 lineup, they're going to get you $50 in lineups instantly into your account, win or lose the first time. Top of that, PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app, has things like early payouts, stacks. They've got all of these amazing things and opportunities and promos and specials for you to go through, including an injury reboot, where maybe your person gets injured. Next thing you know what? They're going to roll it over to another one you do without you losing. That's how awesome PrizePicks is. So this is what I want you to do. Download the app today. Use my code Chad. You're going to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineups. Win or lose guarantee. That's PrizePick. Download the app. Use code Chad. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
Operation Epic Fury update. Had another gun at school in Middle Tennessee today. We got that new bill that we've been discussing about foster kids going into juvenile detention, even if they haven't been charged with a crime here in Tennessee. Belle Meade's getting more license plate reader cameras. All this and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
As the burger wars heats up, boys, the burger wars in full effect. Wendy's is hiring. Are you ready for this? They're hiring for somebody who's going to bring the vibes. That's what it says. Chief Tasting Officer.
Absolutely.
You're going to get paid to eat because it's not like your parents know what you do anyways. A job AI can't steal because, duh, no mouth
Can't
they say.
taste.
A Wendy's approved amount of chaos, controlled but still chaos, career advancement in bite leadership and sauce alignment, $100,000 a year.
I'm in.
$100,000 a year.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. So you need a functioning palate and the courage to use it, the ability to describe flavor beyond its fire, but can still say it's fire. Be comfortable in front of the camera. Sorry, Bill. And you're going to have to do a lot of. So not only are you going to do tons of videos for them, they're also going to use you in commercials. So you get paid for that as well.
In addition to the 100K?
Yeah.
Do you have to move for this job, or can you just stay? Can we just stay right where we're at?
We got Wendy's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you do it anywhere. So if you would like to apply for this, you can enter on the Chief Tasting Officer website. Okay. So it's called Wendy's ChiefTastingOfficer.com. There you go. It's a dream job, and it can be remote. On top of that, you can go on to Instagram and TikTok and sign yourself up there. So
I'm doing that right now.
absolutely, guys. Absolutely.
Now, can you have Wendy's breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Mm-hmm. And you don't pay for it. They give it to you for free.
This is
Imagine
sounding-
just
Son of a
walking into a
biscuit
Wendy's
eater.
and slapping down your, I'm the Chief Tasting Officer. I'm going to go back and watch my square burgers be made.
Oh, man.
And it better be perfect or someone's going to pay.
Somebody's going to pay big time. $100,000 a year, and it can be remote. And you're going to be in commercials, and you're going to be able to do cool stuff, and they're going to fly you all over to do fun things.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Get ready, kids. I think they're probably looking for somebody a little bit younger than us, but that's the whole thing. We are going to shock the world between our fishing, which we're going to be really good at, I can already tell, our candle making,
Yes.
which we're going to be also really, really good at, our taste in music, again, a winner. Yeah, I don't think we can
Our
be stopped.
ability to claim our boat reservations?
Absolutely. This is going to be it. So if you'd like to be a Chief Tasting Officer, you can go to Wendy'sChiefTastingOfficer.com.
gosh.
Sign up today.
Oh, that's a dream job.
It is. It is. It is. What did
Nobody ever tells you, I'm sorry, I've already given you enough ketchup.
Yeah. And by the way, when your mom and dad look at you and go, you really think you can follow your dreams? You look at her and go, hell yeah, I can. You don't think I could be the Chief Tasting Officer?
Oh, I would excel at that job.
I would too.
Here, Mom, instead of questioning me about this, why don't you stuff these burgers in your face?
Dreams really can come true. No, you don't get any of my Baconator.
Oh, man. You probably don't even have to dress up for this job.
No, God, no. Are you kidding me? Hell no. It's going to be awesome. So now is the time. Chief Tasting Officer. Go Wendy'sChiefTastingOfficer.com. Sign up today. By the way, Belle, you found out how much does she make?
She makes $214,000 a year, which the article said was significantly higher than the same position in other states.
Yeah, so that's our DCS leader right there who wants to put kids in detention facilities.
Oh, and let's not forget, she should be fired, but also Teresa Applin should be too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Teresa Applin makes how much more? 4 times what she makes. Think about those apples, kids. Ooh, coming up, hour number 2 of this Friday edition of the Chad Benson Show. Bunch of good stuff still on the way. We'll talk a little about the war. Weed. Could weed become legal?
Marinahoochie.
Oh, the devil's lettuce. Here in the beautiful state of Tennessee. We'll talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Mike Dubusky. The violence in the Middle East is intensifying. The Israeli Defense Forces now say Iran continues to have launch capabilities despite the IDF launching more than 400 strikes into the country overnight. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Defense for the United Arab Emirates now says air defense systems intercepted more than 100 drones today. It all comes as the remains of service members killed in Kuwait this week return to the U.S. tomorrow.
President Trump on Saturday will attend the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base for the remains of the U.S. service members killed in Kuwait during the war with Iran. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said earlier this week the president intended to go and stand in grief alongside the families of the fallen. Leavitt said the 6 service members who died, quote, represent the very best among us. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The president also says he will accept nothing less than unconditional surrender from Iran. This is ABC News.
Right now in Tennessee, a 17-year-old Stratford High School student in Nashville is in trouble. Got arrested this morning after a gun was found in his backpack. It was loaded. It was hit on by the Evolved Weapons Detection System. And a new bill would allow some foster children to be held in juvenile detention in Tennessee, even if they haven't been charged with a crime. The Department of Children's Services supports the measure, saying it's needed to protect workers from violent behavior. DCS Legislative Director Jim Lehman telling News Channel 5.
The court has ruled them dependent and neglected, but their behaviors don't match what you would think of as a abused or neglected or an abandoned child.
Critics like Vanderbilt law professor Kara Suval telling News Channel 5 it creates what she calls a shadow juvenile justice system without legal protections for kids.
I don't know of a single other state that is handling this issue this way. So it's a pretty shocking proposal.
So the bill, known as SB 1868, is set for a hearing next week. Belle Meade is expanding its security camera program, adding new license plate readers and video cameras at 3 locations along Belle Meade Boulevard and Harding Pike. City officials say the system, which has been in place since 2018, helps deter crime and solve cases. With additions, Belle Meade will now have cameras at 14 locations across the city. And here in Nashville, Metro Council members introducing 2 new bills aimed at tackling the child care shortage. The legislation would streamline permits for new child care centers. It would eliminate a rule that prevents daycares from operating within 1,000 feet of each other. Supporters say boosting availability will help bring down costs for families. Channel 4 spoke to parent Omar Perez, who agrees.
The scarcity, more so than even the cost, is what is perhaps the most frustrating. I would say the average cost that I saw ranged from about $1,600 a month on the low end to even as much as $2,000 a month.
Nearly 3,000 children in East Nashville alone are on daycare waiting lists. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Friday. This portion of the program is brought to you by National Certified Alarms, the long-term contracts, license number 645. Trump wants unconditional surrender.
Hey, Chad, before we move on, I wanted to let you know Mr. Murphy has decided to take some shots across our bow, and he texted me this. Not only are the three of you too old to be the Wendy's chief tasting officer, you're all too chubby. Guaranteed they get a skinny mini to do that. Now, what I think this is him trying to distract and demoralize us so he can go after the job.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
I think it's kind of a dick move, actually.
A little bit.
So
I want that job.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So you don't think the three of us as a unit, like we're Power Rangers, can't get it? Okay, well, then why don't you and Jackson go for it? Can't believe he said that to us. We could totally get that job. Plus, well, you wouldn't know this, right? Because you guys can't see Bell. He's very photogenic. Ken and I are already, our magnetism is you guys can feel it. But, lordy.
And you don't want young people doing this job.
Yes.
They're not dependable.
No, they're not. They'll
oversleep. They'll need the weekend off so they can go party and listen to their heathenistic rock and roll.
Oh, the heathenistic.
We will be focused on eating the food.
That's right. We're going to do our job. We're going to do it so well. And you know what? We're going to do something where we only consume about 1,800 calories a day. So while we're doing that, we can lose the weight and say not only is Wendy's incredible, the taste is delicious, second to none, but look how svelte we're getting.
And I'll even be willing to lie and go, this stuff is actually good for you.
It is. It's phenomenal. The Baconator? You kidding me? Somebody asked earlier, does it come with health benefits for your type 2 diabetes? Thought that was very mean to say to Wendy's.
That's not very nice.
You know what? Let me tell you something. If I was a doctor, you know what I would do? I would start prescribing Baconators. You could have insulin, but you should try Baconator.
Getting Wendy's kickbacks.
That's right.
You're a lost cause anyway.
Oh, TB. TB says he's paving the way for Jackson.
Brother Jackson.
5265. Speaking of shot across their bow, I thought the exact same thing. They get someone super skinny and good looking. Oh!
Well, that eliminates me.
We're done. You don't want portly. I'm more of a boxy kind of character.
Well, I'm just big boned.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know what's funny, though? Have you ever seen a skeleton that was big boned? I didn't think so. Nobody's ever been walking through somewhere and saw somebody who was big boned, a skeleton, and thought, oh, that's what she looks like. I bet she had a great personality.
Gotta sell her to a medical school.
Can you describe her? Well, let's just say she's big boned.
Yes, big boned. Great personality. Absolutely fantastic.
She likes hamburgers.
She likes hamburgers. She loves hamburgers. She loves those. Fantastic. Can't believe you, Matt. You think we couldn't do the job. He thinks we can't do the job. He doesn't think we're up for it, guys. He doesn't. Can't believe that. By the way, 5002 says, you know what? You guys are older. Your taste buds are more refined.
Fair point.
We've lived life. I know the difference between crappy chili and delicious chili. Oh, yeah. Between a Baconator and a Fakeinator.
I would do this for them.
Yeah.
I would take my burger and dip it into their chili.
Oh, God, yes. Oh,
Every
absolutely.
bite.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could totally do that. So, God, that would be great. Now that sounds awesome, right? The Baconator?
That actually does. I might just do that anyway.
Did you ever see the documentary about the guy who ate McDonald's every meal for 30 days? Yeah, that was Morgan Spurlock, right?
Yeah, supersize me.
But Morgan Spurlock ate out of control for a reason. There's another guy who did a documentary where he lost all this weight and he ate at McDonald's every day. And you know what he did? Calories in, calories out. He ate like 1,600 calories a day and he lost weight. I think he owned several McDonald's, which is always nice because he wasn't paying for it. But it's still calories in, calories out. And I think, guys, we have enough between us, the willpower, to only eat 5,000 to 7,000 calories a day. I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think I could hold it under 8,000 calories a day.
Oh, easy. I follow this.
Don't limit me.
Yeah, don't limit me, bro. All right, I'm trying to get my stoke on.
Yeah, what's that?
Exactly.
Trying to get my stoke back. Right. Let's see. I think I have that actually. I thought I pulled that over trying to get my stoke back.
I forgot about that.
That
dude.
guy was so awesome. I follow this well, she's kind of smoking hot. She looks like Wonder Woman, but she's married to a former NFL guy, retired a couple of years ago. But he had to eat so much food. They monitored his food. He had to eat between 9,000 and 15,000 calories a day during the season to keep his weight.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's like the guys that, from Deadliest Catch that do, crab fishing. They're working sometimes 48, 72 hours straight, eating 6,000 calories a day and losing weight.
Yeah.
That's
a dream. It's a dream. By the way, somebody from the Deadliest Catch just died the other day.
That's right. Yeah, I saw headlines on that.
I don't know. He was during the filming of the show. I don't know if he fell off the boat. But man, that was So I think we
dangerous job, but boy, it pays well.
It pays well. It's
it's dangerous.
It's also a great place to go if you're running from the law.
Yeah.
That is not untrue.
That's right. Alaska's straight bird should be a subpoena. Oh, my God. No, I would want to go to Wendy's. Somebody said, just have it DoorDashed. I'm not going to have it DoorDashed. I want to go to Wendy's because I want to have the experience where I'm in a Wendy's and we're celebrating the fact that I'm in Wendy's and we're talking about the making of the burger. So tell me about what's your process in the burger and how you put it together.
Plus, you want to be able to walk up to that kid at the counter and go, you're making $15 an hour. I make $100,000
$100,000, and I get to do this all day long and screw around. And you, sir,
are going to be giving me food for free.
That's right. What do you think of those help? No, you want to go in there and say, you know what? If you try hard like me, you too can have a job like this. Really? No, you can't. Because there's only one of me. There's only one of us that are running this jam. So that's crazy, though. I'm excited. I can't believe Matt trying to throw us away.
Brother Murphy, he wants that job himself.
That's exactly what it is.
It would be really hard. Even if you had a great job and you did it kind of as a joke and they took you, it'd be really hard to turn that down, even if it's only for a year or two, just because of not only the exposure, but the opportunity. Like, to say I was the Wendy's, chief tasting officer for a year or two and I got to travel around. It's like driving the Wienermobile. How could you turn that down?
I wouldn't. I'd have Fritz with me.
Oh, God, that would be hilarious. I saw a hockey game the other day where they did wiener dog races on the ice. Those little guys, their little legs were going. It was like watching a cartoon.
They looked like the Flintstones. They're picking their car up.
It was so awesome. So incredible. See, that's another great thing. Imagine working for a team sport and you could just working for the Bananas. You could just come up with the most crazy things ever. I love that.
Those dudes have fun.
They do. They have a lot of fun. And that guy, man, he built that thing from nothing. They mortgaged their house and moved into a garage to build that team. And look at him now. And I think somebody a couple of years ago offered him, before it really took off, but it was taken off, I think they offered him $1 million and he said no. And now, you can't even, he has turned that thing into something incredible. And you gotta love him for that. And he hasn't changed his ways. And just, keeping the food levels low, where you can go in and you can buy, a hot dog and a soda and you're not paying $5,000 for it, doing all the things they do, which is awesome. That is amazing. It's like, it's like with Costco. Like, they're never going to get rid of their $1.50 dog. It's like, that's a no-no. That is a no-no. Nobody wants to DoorDash the food. It is kind of weird that we could just have our food delivered now. I was going to go out, but instead I'll have somebody else bring it to me.
Well, we look at this as some kind of breakthrough, but pizza and Chinese food have always been deliverable.
Yes, it's always been deliverable. But the thing about now it's anything. You could also have them go do your grocery shopping. You could have them just stop by the store and get you your cough medicine.
Or if you're day drinking and you run out, you just call them and have them bring you more liquor.
They do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. I thought you had to be there with an ID.
Well, you have to show them your ID when they show up with it.
Okay. And if not, then they pound it?
Yeah, they just keep it and you still get charged.
Oh, Britney Spears. By the way, Britney Spears, right? A little side note here. Her team came out. And you think, well, okay, it's your team. What's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to want to protect you. Nope, her manager came out and she said basically, this is disgusting behavior. What she did was awful and wrong, and there's going to be major changes in her life coming up. And you're like, whoa. She only blew a .06, but they thought that they took a blood test because they think she was mixed with something. So, which is sad. Sad.
Yeah,
sad.
man, I'm telling you, we're going to get that news alert one of these days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she is, I feel and watching her meltdown too on,
It's terrible.
It is. It's a human being that we all grew up with. She was a child star. She had all the things, and then she was then they sold her sex appeal at 16 and put her in a Catholic schoolgirl outfit. And then, then now she's at a point where, again, you could watch her melt down. And they're talking about this. Another conservatorship. That's how bad they think it is.
Yeah, either she is going to get off scot-free because of her money, or they're going to end up putting her in some kind of treatment plan as part of her deferment. Because I'm sure she ain't going to prison.
No. And when everybody, and I want to remind everybody this, Kevin Federline got the kids.
Why would that happen if your mom is rich? Plenty of wealth to take care of you, but there must be another element.
Kevin Federline. She is a gazillionaire star, and they looked at him, the backup dancer, and went, you know what? We're going to let you have him. So there, and I always felt bad for the kids because how can you not come home every day after school knowing that your mom has splashed her hoo-ha and her boobs everywhere?
Yeah, man.
That's got to be tough. I mean that and then watch it, because they're at that age now when they're little kids, maybe mom and dad know what's going on with them, but
right.
they're high schoolers now.
Yeah, and everybody's on social media.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that look for Britney videos.
Oh yeah. Not hard to find.
I mean, they just pop up,
and
TMZ puts them out there.
Yeah, but just like the other day, the videos that she put up, because they've already taken her accounts back down again. She tried to do a spin. She got 1.5 times in, and then you could tell that there was an edit because she was starting to fall.
Yeah.
So she must have fallen, and then she just got up and picked it up from there and then edited it together, but it wasn't a good edit.
Well, is this the one where you could, her breasts are basically just out
yeah,
there.
yeah. She bent over like she was going to do something sexy, and she stood up and her boobs were just out.
Yeah.
Guys, let's not demonize nudity. It's natural.
Yeah,
I'm not demonizing nudity, but the person who roofied herself has a problem.
Yeah.
And her eyes are sunken in.
It's like you can tell she's not sleeping. She's in that manic phase. And she's probably going days without sleep.
Oh, absolutely. Because, she looks like a raccoon. Her eyes are just, it's sad. And she looks nothing like Britney Spears. Not that she got older, because we all get older, but she doesn't look anything like Britney. It's almost like, have you ever seen those people that get hooked on meth and they'll show a picture where they're hot?
Yeah.
And they're still kind of hot, then they're not very hot. Then she's like on the 4th of those pictures.
Yeah. And by the 6th picture, you have no teeth.
You have no teeth and stuff. Yeah. It's awful. Absolutely awful. All right. Coming up. Daylight savings time this weekend, boys.
Boo.
It's time to change this.
We're going to talk about what you need to do to protect yourself when it comes to what is coming this weekend, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. All right, Relief Factor, my friends. Relief Factor is awesome. Naturally formulated, incredible for your pain, especially your aches and pains in your muscles, right? And your joints. It's the little things, right? You take this, this focuses on the pathway when it comes to inflammation. So maybe you overexert yourself at work. Next thing you know, you're like, what am I going to do? You take this, you find out. You don't have to live in pain, right? It's got omega-3 fatty acids. It's got resveratrol, all this natural stuff. You can take it every single day, non-addictive, and it is going to help. So the other day, I did a lot of stairs the other day. It was fun, but it was exhausting, and I thought for sure I was going to be a hot mess. Oh, no, I wasn't. A little sore, but nothing compared to what I would be without this. I know. Relief Factor works. It does. Many, many, many of my listeners tried it, and they're shocked. Be skeptical. Try it. You won't be anymore. Don't live in pain. Get out of pain with Relief Factor. Go to ReliefFactor.com. Get a 3-week quick start now. ReliefFactor.com. Call 800-4RELIEF. 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Operation Epic Fury update. Got another gun at school in Middle Tennessee. Tennessee lawmakers considering a bill that lets courts place certain foster kids in juvenile lockups even if they haven't committed a crime. Medical marijuana getting closer to reality in Tennessee. All this and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
This weekend is happening, everybody. We're springing forward. Springing forward. Flying forward. It's happening. Are you ready for it? Now, some things can happen. This is Dr. Anita here. Pay attention to her. Stuff you have to worry about.
The health consequences that can come from springing forward include cardiovascular disease, so higher risk of abnormal heart rhythm, for example, metabolic irregularities, so impaired glucose regulation, sleep deprivation, which can influence our attention and our cognition, academic performance, scholastic performance, driving safety.
That was all me, except for the driving, because I walk. Scholastically, I'm not doing well. I always knew that. Mom, did you hear this? This is why I didn't do well in school. Not that I didn't show up and didn't pay attention. It's because we jumped forward. We've jumped forward. So we're jumping forward this weekend. I still ask why. Apparently standard is what everybody says is the best time to be on. Ken, you and I have talked about this. Nothing is more depressing than getting out of here at like 4 and it's dark.
Yeah, man.
It sucks, right? It does. It's horrible. You feel discombobulated.
Yeah, the only time I see the light of day is whenever I take my walks in the morning.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Now,
there's no window here.
No, we got to get you a window. We're going to get you a window. We're doing that, everybody. Submit your bids to kenswindow.com.
Exposing yourself to bright light as soon as you wake up in the morning. Light is the most powerful regulator of our internal clock, and exposing ourselves to light when we want to wake up, dimming the lights in the environment close to bedtime are really powerful ways to entrain our internal clock.
So that's what we got to do to make sure we keep ourselves steady. Got to go outside in the morning and just soak up the rays.
Yeah, soak up the rays, dude.
I'm energy powered. I love the sun. To me is I used to hate the sun when I was a kid. Red hair, fair skin. I love moving to England, playing soccer over there. I was like, oh, it's not going to be sunny today. I don't have to worry about getting sunburned.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I appreciated the heat more and more. And I like it this time of year because, if I want to go golfing later, I can. You can get 18 in because it's going to start to stay lighter. That's great. But the first thing you need to do in the morning and when you wake up is just turn on all of the lights and just get in front of them or go outside and just soak up the rays. So awesome. I think we should somebody's like, we should keep it forward. I wouldn't mind keeping it forward. I don't have a problem with that. I still don't know why we roll it back. I mean, we're not in the position anymore we need to be, and we need to worry about, this crap about, although we are at war. But I don't think we need to worry about that. I don't. So I think we should just keep it forward. And Trump has thought about it because states have passed laws and bills where they have, wanted to get away with daylight savings. And, but you've got to go to Congress. It's got to be an act of Congress. It's got to be. So, oh, Matt's in here. Get out of here, Matt.
Brother Murphy.
What's treat us like
here
crap
already.
Yeah, well, he's probably coming in here because he wants to make sure we don't apply for that damn Wendy's job. So now, what time do you go for your walks in the morning?
Right around 7:20, 7:30.
Yeah. So but in the winter, when's the sun gets out? It's out.
Oh, I'll put it to you this way: latter part of basically December and January. There's very little light at that time. I mean, it's getting there, not like it is now. Like now, it's full on light. Feeling a lot better now about going on those walks.
That's good. Somebody said, move the clocks 30 minutes and forget it.
But yeah, dude, I mean, you're right. In the winter, one thing I noticed about here in the winter is we are so close to the Eastern time zone. The sun never gets high.
No,
in the winter. Shadows are always long.
Yeah, it's a trip. It doesn't get high. Like, I'm always fascinated by that. This past year or so, we've been here 2 years now almost. So we head into the second year. It doesn't get high. Where, even in, like on the West Coast and, being out there, in Idaho and in New Mexico, it doesn't stay up there, but it goes up there for a while and then comes back down.
Yeah.
Where here it just kind of like goes up, not all the way, and then turns around and comes right back down.
Kind of the trade-off in Idaho and Boise, which we were only like 30 minutes from Oregon, which is, the Pacific time zone, whereas Idaho's mountain. I'm telling you, dude, the summers, it would be daylight until 10:30 at night.
Yes.
I literally, people were out playing tennis without lights at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
When I moved to Europe and I spent a summer season playing in the over in Denmark.
Yeah.
And their season is that they like the rest of the leagues are finishing, but because they're so far north, their season starts later. It was weird at 2 o'clock in the morning when the sun was still up.
Yes.
You're like, what is this? Like, how do you sleep? It's impossible. It's so weird.
When I lived in Iceland, my parents would put me to bed because I was like 4 or 5, and I would be so irritated at my mother that she was making me go to bed when the sun was out.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is the sun would stay up until about 11 o'clock at night. It would set for about 2 hours, and then it would come back up.
Right back up.
But Ken, like you said, you're outside playing tennis or something at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
There's no lights on.
Didn't need lights.
That is so bizarre.
And it started getting to me by the end of August. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for some darkness.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was just light all the time.
Yeah. And if you have to go to bed at an okay hour because you got to get up early, that's a kick in the butt.
Oh, it was, dude.
That is an absolute kick in the butt.
Literally, you could see morning rays starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. In the summers in Idaho.
That would bring your stoke back. I'll tell you that right now. All right, coming up, Ken's got your latest on the news. Also, we're going to talk a bit about the war, among other things. And could weed be legal? And our buddy who was arrested in Perry County, guess what he's doing?
Suing.
There you go. We'll talk about that as well. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Got an injury crash, drivers Lebanon Pike near Fessler's Lane. And Operation Epic Fury update.
President Trump on social media earlier Friday wrote, quote, "There will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender." Asked to explain what unconditional surrender means, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told ABC's Mary Bruce,
when he, as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, determines that Iran no longer poses a threat to the United States of America and the goals of Operation Epic Fury has been fully realized, then Iran will essentially be in a place of unconditional surrender.
Leavitt didn't answer whether the president is saying the Iranian regime has to fully turn over control of the country. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Meanwhile, there is the risk of threats here at home. Tennessee 5th District Congressman Andy Ogles, sitting on the Homeland Security Committee there, tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis the ongoing filibuster on DHS impacts nuclear detection capabilities.
That's not funded right now. And that's not largely being reported on. It's not classified. It's sensitive. But that being said, is we have some real gaps in our national security right now because of the Democrats, because of their obstinance and their selfishness and putting themselves first over their country. And quite frankly, it pisses me off.
Homeland Security funding lapse now lasting nearly 3 weeks. Senate Democrats insisting on reforms at ICE to end their filibuster. And here in Tennessee, another gun at school. 17-year-old Stratford High School student in Nashville arrested this morning after the Evolve weapon detection system alerted school staff to the loaded handgun in his backpack. News Channel 5 says lawmakers are considering a bill that could let courts place certain foster kids in juvenile detention without any criminal charges. DCS Commissioner Margie Quinn telling News Channel 5 the proposal's meant to improve safety and manage children who act out violently.
That lack of accountability, I think, gives rise to additional violent behavior.
Opponents, including legal experts like Vanderbilt law professor Kara Suval, warn the plan effectively criminalizes trauma.
It's basically a shadow juvenile justice system without the clarity, without the specificity, and without any protections for young people.
Legislation goes before committee next week. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
United Structural Systems isn't just another repair company. They're your local foundation and waterproof experts. They live right here. They work here. They understand exactly how Tennessee soil, weather, and homes behave. Since 1994, they've been around. They're incredible, serving homeowners across Tennessee for over 30-plus years. 30,000 happy customers have trusted them. That's why you should as well, okay? So if you got issues, let's say cracks, leaks, they all tell a story, right? USS knows the signs, what they mean, and how they can help fix the problem before it becomes something massive. foundation settlement, basement water intrusion, crawl space, moisture issues, and so much more. No guesswork at all with USS. Just experts diagnosing what they need to, right? Because they are the people who know Tennessee homes. That's the beauty of USS. So this is what I want you to do. If you got issues, you're worried, especially after what we went through with the freeze, and maybe you're thinking, could something have happened somewhere and we can't see it? Call USS today, all right? 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855, or check them out online at ussTN.com. You guys want to get high? Said Tally. So they're trying to do it, guys. Trying to bring medical marijuana here.
I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a framework set up here in Tennessee.
It comes after the federal government announced it would move marijuana from the most serious Schedule 1 drug category to a Schedule 3, opening the possibility of legislation for some Republicans.
My biggest objections are being resolved by the federal government right now in rescheduling cannabis and rescheduling specifically marijuana and allowing the doctors to take over and make a determination on how and if these substances could be helpful.
Yeah, because doctors.
You want to get high?
Yeah.
Go ahead, I guys want to get high.
What? You know, it'd be great. What if you got to test the drugs and then work at Wendy's?
I would do that job.
What about my pharmaceutical cocaine? Where's that?
Look, that's what I love. I love just listening to the Republicans they're all butts puckering, right? Because they're rescheduling the drug. Like I said, if there was a picture of Trump smoking a doobie tomorrow, they'd all be out smoking doobies. They would. But the thought of, well, we got to make sure it's okay if the doctors give you this. Really? Really? I mean, is it really? But here's the thing. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
Republicans say the current General Assembly isn't in a place to change the law just yet, but some hope they can start taking steps toward that.
I look forward to the day in Tennessee that we've set up a framework where people aren't just getting high, but there are some very sick people who don't want to be on opiates or something that comes across from a prescription from the pharmacist. They want something natural that's safe, and we know where it came from. We know it's not been perverted or adulterated with fentanyl or anything else. It's going to happen soon. The federal government has realized that they've been in the way for a long time.
And I'm just going to say, just make it legal. Let people open up smoke shops. You're going to be fine. I mean, do you think... you look forward to the day that people don't get high. Nobody ever says, I look forward to the day that we ban alcohol and nobody can be drunk.
Well, we need to ban it because we don't know where it's coming from and if it's been tested and if it's pure.
And the whole thought, again, it goes back. Remember, when we had, it was Gina Bolso in and all them, they were all in here. And we asked them, they said, well, we'd have to ask the pharmaceutical companies. And why do we have to ask the pharmaceutical company? This is their competition.
They're worried.
Yeah. Could you imagine if, DMT works and mushrooms, the psychedelics especially for PTSD and for the traumatic brain injuries and stuff that we've seen a lot of our men and women come back from battles?
From a competitive standpoint, there's nothing that says the pharmaceutical companies can't get involved in medical marijuana.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. That's what they should do. They should 100% start their grow right now. They could be out there growing, and that way they have a slice of the pie.
Yeah.
But they're making so much money, and it's funny because
the problem is they're going to get stoned and they're going to want a bigger slice of the pie.
Yeah, well, you do that, right? Like, oh, man, I can't believe that, man. Oh, man, you guys are bringing my Stoke back. Oh, man, what if you brought my Stoke back, man?
Including a Republican-backed proposal that would launch a study into how ready Tennessee is for a medical marijuana program. In a rare move, the House just suspended the rules to move it forward to its first committee. Democrats say it's about time.
We look at the opioid crisis. We look at people who are addicted to painkillers. This is an alternative. It's one we should have invested in a long time ago.
And go look at where the fentanyl goes. It goes into those pills. Doesn't go into weed. Can it? Yeah. Does it really? No. And by the way, when they start talking about it, everybody, you guys all have, if you have a weed dealer, your weed dealer. He's not going to give you fentanyl.
That's bad for business.
It is bad for business.
You're killing your money line.
Yes. That's bad for business. That doesn't get your Stoke on. It's not going to bring your Stoke back. It's not going to be good at all.
Most business owners want repeat customers.
They do. That's usually the whole thing. Killing them all doesn't do that. So it's time to grow up. It's time to get past. It's time to act mature. All right? If you want to talk about Kratom, we could talk about Kratom. If you're going to ban something, Kratom is the thing to ban, I guess. Oh, but the weed, and it's always about medical, because they're too scared and terrified of their base to go legalize it. Let's move on with our life. They're too terrified because they might think somebody at their church would find out that somebody in the church maybe hits a bong every once in a while, and Ethel's going to be all upset.
And then she has a heart attack, and they have to take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
And it turns out she needs medical marijuana for one of her symptoms.
All these stories coming out that, claim that masses of people are showing up in emergency rooms vomiting uncontrollably because they've had a gummy or they've drinking seltzers. And then they quote unquote health professionals who say it possibly, potentially could be. Give me a break.
It's crap. It's such a lie.
I have it on the best of authority that if you eat a whole bag of gummies, you're dead.
Yeah, I heard that from
you'll throw yourself into a wood chip.
The lieutenant governor of Texas told me, and I quote, "You could die from this. You could just pass out on the train tracks."
Just right there.
Right there.
While you're eating your gummy in front of a train.
And chewing on your Wendy's burger.
So...
Meanwhile, they're still uncontrollably vomiting.
Yes.
From liquor.
From liquor. Tons of liquor. And you know what you don't do when you get high? Pick a fight.
Or drive down the road and slam head on into an innocent person.
Yeah, yeah. I will say...
But you do it on liquor.
I will say, when I was in Arizona, we have the snowbirds come out every year. So, so my neighborhood out there, because I lived out in the Valley of the Dirt People, was either they're all Border Patrol and the other half of the year, it's packed because everybody comes here from Canada, Wisconsin, everything. The first thing they do when they get there is they head straight over to the dispensary, right? And so you got 72-year-old Ethel, as we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Well, Ethel, she's got joint pain. Ethel's got issues. She can't wait to get a hold of her gummies and her cookies.
Right.
That she can't get in her state because they don't allow it.
Because it might lead to drinking.
That Maridahoochie.
Oh, wait a minute. It might keep you from drinking and killing somebody else.
Oh.
Can't have that.
Brian said potluck at church will never be. It'll definitely hit different. There's no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that.
People on pot tend to drive so slow that any cop that sees a car driving that slow is going to go, they're on pot, I'm pulling them over.
Either that or they don't drive.
They don't drive. They get in the car and they just sit
where
there.
They're at.
They get in the car and sit there and just look out the window. Oh, man.
I don't know. I like that security guard who texted us that one day. He said he's never had to break up a fight among people smoking pot.
No, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
They're also low-key. They're like, can we schedule this for later?
Yeah, totally. And then they forget why they were scheduling anything. Dude says we're supposed to do something at noon. Whatever. But the fear, that's what I want. What are you guys afraid of, right? You go look at all these legislators. They're all terrified. They all look the exact same. They're all terrified. Oh, well, we got to do all of the due diligence has been done. Get over it. It's just grow up. Enough of the baloney. Well, it smells. Yeah, you know what? It does.
So do cigarettes.
So do cigarettes.
We don't let, people smoking cigarettes in buildings anymore.
No, we don't.
Can't even do it at a bar.
And vaping, by the way. Think about that.
Oh, he's vaping, and I smell mango.
Yeah, mango. So, let's see here. I've been smoking cannabis and eating cannabis edibles for 26 years, and I have zero medication. He's on zero medication. Yeah, that's right. You know, it's funny too. You let Ethel just take a bit of a hit. Next thing you know, she's throwing the hymns down and she's rocking out.
Yes, sir.
She's like, be good right now, little Bob Marley. Ethel's gone super Rasta. Super Rastafari.
She'll go from Peace in the Valley and do No Woman, No Cry.
That's right.
I just don't know why we can't regulate it, put an age on it. I don't understand why there is just this.
Because you're asking for change, and change is bad.
Yeah. And who is it? It's Republicans who are terrified that for what? Because they come up with go look, the studies are always a joke about it's a gateway drug. Just lame. Just so lame.
We took 14 heroin addicts and gave them marijuana, and they went back to smoking.
Yeah.
Heroin and chasing the dragon.
I know. Those things are so lame. And they can't give you any real reason. And they're all bought by the pharmaceutical companies because the pharmaceutical companies do not want you to have something that may alleviate your pain, that may help you, especially in the medical side of it, the amount of people it helps with like cancer where they don't have an appetite and it gives them the munchies, which is good. And it helps them with nausea and stuff like that is tremendous. But they would rather you go on some sort of pill.
Or just suffer without.
Yeah. Because they think that's good. And like I said, they're all terrified. You got to all you have to do is get Trump pictured with a bong or a doobie. And those guys tell
You're the AI expert. Bring it to work.
It's hard, though, because he's such a teetotaler. But you know what? That person at church that you think is a teetotaler as well and is such a good, you might find out. I don't know if you guys know this, but the pastor, he likes to hit a little every once in a while. Yeah, we went golfing the other day and says, anybody here holding? Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Coming up. Alpine divorce. It's a new thing. It's a very interesting thing. We're going to discuss it. Could you be ready to have an Alpine divorce? We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 99.7. Omaha Steaks. You might get a little munchy with the Omaha Steaks. Delicious, incredible, amazing. USDA choice cut fillets wrapped in bacon, certified tender, incredible. Delivered to you right now, along with so many other things, because it's 50% off site-wide. What? So you go to OmahaSteaks.com, check out all their amazing stuff they have off, 50% off site-wide, and on top of that, use my code Benson, you're going to get yourself an extra $35 off at checkout. We're talking at smash burgers, Polynesian pork chops. They got seafood, Franks. They've got everything and then some for you. And you're saving big money because it's 50% off site-wide. USDA choice tender cuts of this amazing, incredible fillets wrapped in bacon, second to none. You're going to love this. 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. Bite for bite money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go now. OmahaSteaks.com. Use my code Benson. Save an extra $35 off. It's already 50% off site-wide. OmahaSteaks.com. Code Benson for an extra $35 off. See site for detailed terms may apply.
Operation Epic Fury update. Russia. We'll explain coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Alpine divorce.
Every time you think about being do not go. I hate him so much. I feel so terrible. Like, this is the worst Saturday of my life. I could have been at home peaceful. I could have did a workout in my house.
Well, that doesn't sound like Hallmark.
No, it does not. She, her and her boyfriend were hiking, and this is apparently the guys are sick of it, you know? First of all, I'm going to put this out there. Hiking is stupid. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Just it's ridiculous.
Why don't you save that for Tuesday?
Yeah, so hiking is stupid. That might be but it's just, but it is. It's like the only reason you should hike is if your plane crashed somewhere and you're like, we got to hike out of here. And even at that point, I'm like, I might just hang out and see what happens. I'm gonna play the odds that somebody's gonna show up. But there's a trial that went on where a guy in Austria left his girlfriend because she was complaining so much and she wasn't keeping up. And this was not a big mountain, and she died of hypothermia. And he got like a 6-month suspended sentence, and he got fined like 15,000 euros or something. But they're calling it the Alpine divorce because more and more people are just frustrated with their partner who's not good at the stupid hiking and just leaves them there. And she was very upset. She's like, and I work out of my house. And this is the worst Saturday. If anybody ever asked me to hike, I'd be like, no. No. The minute you ask me to hike, I'm going to go, we're not going to be friends.
Brother Chad, you wouldn't do well in the mountains of Idaho.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But I also wouldn't go to the mountains. I'd stay in the city where I belong. I'm more of a city animal.
A city boy.
Mm-hmm. I just, the whole, just, and it's funny because this girl's so upset. And the guy was like, she just bitched and moaned the whole time. Just, bleh. I get it. I can't gotta handle it. And you know what? If it was a guy whining and bitching, leave him there. Leave him there.
But make sure you take your bear spray.
Take your bear spray. Take your bear spray. Several of you chiming in about the amazing weed. Robert says we have no shame. Why do we not have shame? What was that about?
Well, you do. I
you
really
don't either. You're shameless.
No, I'm pretty.
With no shame.
You have shame. I don't.
So, is this about the weed? Because we're pro weed on this.
You think you're the smartest person in the room, and you're not.
Well, I'm just not. You know, it's like Prohibition. Go look at Prohibition back in the day. You know what? You know who loved Prohibition? Criminals.
The mob.
The mob made tons of money on it. And all the people that passed the law never once stopped drinking. They knew where everything was, and they went to all those places.
Now, Brother Chad, they didn't do that.
Yeah. You know why? And why the Republicans don't want it is because it's unsanctioned fun.
And you know what they were doing while they were drinking? Smoking pot because it wasn't illegal yet.
Because it wasn't illegal yet. Probably having a Coca-Cola with real cocaine in it. So, can you grow the weed here? Or is that not? Did they ever pass that?
I think they were. I think a Democrat had put up a bill that you could grow up to like 8 plants or something.
Yes.
Wasn't it, Ken?
But yeah.
There's a bill out of Memphis where it's like you can grow up to 5 plants, and but you can't sell it or anything like that. You get caught selling it, you're going to go to prison. But yeah, there is. I'll go back and look up the details on that. But yeah, you could have up to 5 plants. Only one person per household is allowed to grow up to 5 plants.
Oh, good God. Because, again, unsanctioned fun. You can't have that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have that. All right, coming up, hour number 3, we might talk about the war. We're going to talk about Perry County. He's suing the Facebook guy who was in jail for almost 2 months. That story was insane. Became a national story. Among other things, a little Finally Friday as well. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
2 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury update.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt didn't deny the reports that Russia has been providing Iran intelligence, which two sources familiar tell ABC includes the location of American troops in the region. Leavitt said it didn't matter because the U.S. is winning the war.
It clearly is not making a difference with respect to the military operations in Iran because we are completely decimating them.
Leavitt said the U.S. is achieving its military objectives, including destroying some 30 Iranian ships and crippling Iran's ability to launch ballistic missiles. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
On social media today, President Trump said the only deal he will accept from Iran is unconditional surrender, and Leavitt attempted to define what that means.
When he, as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, determines that Iran no longer poses a threat to the United States of America and the goals of Operation Epic Fury has been fully realized, then Iran will essentially be in a place of unconditional surrender.
Here in Middle Tennessee, another gun at school, this time in Nashville. A 17-year-old Stratford High School student arrested this morning after the Evolve weapon detection system hit on a loaded handgun in his backpack. Belle Meade is growing its network of security cameras, installing new license plate readers at 3 more spots on Belle Meade Boulevard and Harding Pike. That brings to cameras at 14 locations across Belle Meade. And over at the State House, News 2 says a major federal move to reclassify marijuana is prompting new conversations among lawmakers. House Majority Leader William Lamberth.
My biggest objections are being resolved by the federal government right now in rescheduling cannabis and rescheduling specifically marijuana and allowing the doctors to take over and make a determination on how and if these substances could be helpful.
Several bills already filed this session, and a study on Tennessee's readiness is moving forward. And with thousands of kids stuck on daycare waiting lists in Nashville, parents say they're running out of options. Channel 4 spoke to Shatika Davis, who says it took months for her to get approved to open one.
Families are taking the route of putting their children in situations that they wouldn't rarely put them in, but they don't have a choice.
Now, 2 bills supported by the mayor's office would streamline permits for new child care centers and eliminate a rule that prevents daycares from operating within 1,000 feet of each other.
It will make it easier to have daycare closer to your neighborhood.
Nearly 3,000 children in East Tennessee alone are on daycare waiting lists. I said Tennessee, that's East Nashville alone, are on those daycare waiting lists. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Friday. This portion of the program is brought to you by National Certified Alarms. Who knew? No long-term contracts. License number 645. We're at war. Or is it it's not really a war because it can't be a war.
Police action.
Police action. That's right. We're at a police action. War. People are fleeing in Lebanon. Israel is intensifying the attacks. The U.S. is intensifying the attacks. All-out surrender, which I don't... What do you think that means? How do you... What? They said turn over the entire country to them? To who? To Israel? Do you honestly think 92 million Iranians are going to go, here, Israel, take it to America? That isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen. It isn't. I just want to know what the objective is and how much longer, I know that they talked a lot about how much, ammunition we have. How many of these things do we have left? Earlier today, Caroline Levitt.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to see you out here. It's a busy day here, as you all know. The president will be meeting with defense contractors here at the White House in a few minutes with Secretary Hegseth. This is a pre-scheduled meeting, and the purpose of it is to talk about the president's aggressive and fierce support for rapidly increasing the ability of U.S. manufacturers to produce American-made weapons, which we know are the best in the world. The president signed an executive order on this earlier this year. This is a long-held policy objective of this administration, and so he'll be speaking directly with these defense contractors. But of course, as the president has maintained, we have more than enough ammunitions, weapons, stockpiles to achieve the objectives of Operation Epic Fury and beyond. After that, you'll be hearing from...
Okay, so do we? How long do these things take? Well, here's something for you guys. Let's break it down for you. So I think people think that we produce these things like it's World War II, right? Rosie the Riveter, and we're rolling.
There's a bomb coming off an assembly line every 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds. Yeah, that isn't happening. So let's look at everything. Right now, the interceptors, okay? So we're talking about these are the things that shoot down. So you've got the THAADs, right? You've got these interceptors. So the THAAD, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. How many of these do we do? First of all, each interceptor is $10 to $15 million. Hit-to-kill technology, no explosive warhead. We have about 450 to 500 that are in use or remain before this start. There's 8 operations.
Are these like the Patriot batteries?
Those are the THAAD. Those are kind of like, we have the Patriot missiles. We have some of those, but they're not as good. This is far more... it's not cost efficient.
It's the generation after the Patriots?
Yeah, but it's the one that has a much better lock-on and go. Like the Patriot missile, if you go look at its thing, it's shot down. You have to shoot a lot of them to get where you're going. But the 48 missiles are ready to fire. To replace 50 of them, it takes about 8 to 12 months. To replace 100, about a year and a half to 2 years. 200 plus, it takes several years of production. Now the Tomahawks. Okay, so these aren't rolling off every 5 minutes. Tomahawks, long range, 1,000 miles away, fired from ships and submarines, about $1.5 million to $2 million per missile. We have 4,000 total built. Left, we have anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000, and that was before the start of this. Naval destroyer submarines. For every 100, it takes about 6 to 12 months. 500 takes 2 to 3 years. If you want 1,000 plus, it takes several years to get these things going. And you've got to remember, they're not only building them for us, they were building them for Ukraine. They're building them for Israel. So these things take tons of time. They don't just roll off. It's not like you're snapping your finger. It's not like Bell said, this isn't Rosie the Riveter. They're not going into factories, and it takes time for these things to get done. And at some point in time, what the Iranians are they're doing two things. They think they can just hunker down and outlast. Because every day Iran doesn't surrender, they win. Every day, that's all they have to do is survive. every day. The other thing is they look at the news. And because they look at the news, they look around here and say, well, all we have to do is what?
Iran plans to continue this war until the midterms in the United States. And they are planning to force the United States to leave. And the more this war escalates, the darker it becomes for U.S. allies across the region.
And that's what they're doing. They're using their suicide drones, and they've got plenty of them, and they just fire them out there. They're disposable, $60,000 to $80,000 a piece. Some of them cost a little bit more, very rarely. And go and attack everybody who's either aided the Americans or will put a crimp into the economy, which is something they're waiting for. They figure if they could get oil to $120 a barrel, and we're paying $4 or $5 at the pump, or in California, like $75, because most of it's just, taxes, that people will eventually get tired of, no, we don't want that. It's not what we signed up for. That's not what we signed up for at all. We don't want to, pay $5, $6 for this. We don't. And then the thought process is, well, if we're going to have regime change, you're going to have to come on in. And this is the financial minister, the one who I think, honestly, should, the Americans should be talking to. He is Syed Madzadeth, who was educated here in America. He's got a degree in economics from Chicago University. He's the guy that we should be talking to if we were going to have somebody install somebody who I think would be able to bridge the gap until they do whatever they're going to do.
No, we are waiting for them.
You were waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war.
They've been expecting this. So, and their feeling is we just outweigh you. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to wait. We'll hunker down. You're going to kill a bunch of us, and eventually you're going to start killing civilians in the maybe hundreds or thousands. And that's going to start to drain on the American people. And eventually you're going to have to make a decision of what is it you want to do. And if we can get the global economy to take a crapper and put everybody into a recession with midterms coming up, that's going to make everybody go, well, I didn't vote for this. I didn't want this. I mean, it's a smart plan. Anybody would do. I mean, that's just they recognized at some point in time there was always the possibility of this happening. And now they're looking around going, all right, let's do it. And so Iran is going to go out, and you've already heard from Qatar and several others, the Saudis and everybody saying, look, we may have to stop producing oil. They've already hit to the point where liquid natural gas they've stopped production, and that takes weeks to build back up and get online. Then we're having to ensure, the Americans are having to ensure most of the boats that would go through the Strait of Hormuz. The problem is not all the boats want to go because their fear is, it's great that you may take us through, but we don't want to get hit by a suicide drone or a missile. So they're going to make everything uncomfortable for the powers that be.
Insurance is great unless you're dead.
Yeah. Iraq was ready and waiting for us also. Yeah, they were. And how did that work out for us? I mean, how did that work out for us?
Well, we only had a handful of casualties, and we found a big, massive pile of weapons of mass destruction.
Or that cost us trillions of dollars. We're there forever and a day, still there. And in doing so, we lost lots of men and women and helped create chaos and havoc throughout the region. Libya, Syria, it's a hornet's nest. It is. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to hunker down. And, I know Trump and them are saying, well, unconditional surrender. I'm not quite sure what that means. But to think that they're going to turn over their country No. And then you got the Kurds who they went to, right? And here's the thing with the Kurds. The Kurds they're talking to, where they might give them a partial bit of land, yeah, Turkey wants no part of that because that's their mortal enemy. And they're not 100% sold that America's going to back them if they go in, which is a possibility. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But then you've got a foreign invader coming in on the ground, and whether, you may have a disdain, right? Like for all of us here, right? You may have had a disdain for Barack Obama, but if we got invaded by another country and he was our president, are you not going to fight? Hell no. You're going to do everything you can to push those people out of your country. And so that's the goal. The goal is for them to just make it uncomfortable. We've seen this 1,000 times. Go look at conflict after conflict where it's a big versus little. And they're not little. But the thought is they can wait us out. And if they can drag everybody else into this in the region, that's going to put pressure on us to finish this thing quick and to declare victory and get out of there and stop bombing, because they're going to start losing money. And the other thing is, at some point in time, they're going to get hit in places that don't have our bases, and they're going to look to the Americans and say, why aren't you protecting us more? Let me know what you think. Hit us up. What do I suggest we do now? I suggest that's up to Trump. I mean, I thought, honestly, after he killed the Ayatollah, I thought he would declare victory and stop and say, now let's talk. But he's put himself in a position he's not going to be able to back down now. What I think he should do is I think he should get through the weekend, and then I think he should set up talks and talk to somebody like the foreign minister, right, he's really smart. So read a lot of stuff about him today. And he was educated here in America. He's got a good grasp on things, and it's finding that person that can talk to the old, but also reach out to the young and put them in a position where they have that bridge for a year or two. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But, at the same time, the IR's, GC, they may say, screw it. We don't care. You can put whoever you want in here. It's going to be a puppet, and we're not going to have that. And the Shah's son, by the way, not only did Trump throw water on him, his mom threw hardcore shade on him. Basically said, yeah, no, dumbass, you're not going to do that. I don't even think he would last there for a long time, too. That's the other thing. A lot of people think that he would be, that he wouldn't have any protection. What did he say, too? He wanted 2 years? Is that what he said, Bell? He said he wanted 2 years to be the leader?
Yeah, he expected that his transitional service would probably need to last 2 years.
Yeah. So we will...
you got to have people who have guns backing you.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't know if he's got that.
No, he doesn't. I don't know who outside of the military and the IRGC has any guns in there.
Right.
And this is the other thing, guys. This country, you're going to hear a lot of things like the Azuris and the Bullocks and all that. You're going to hear all this stuff of these other, groups inside of there. Everybody's going to want their piece of pie. And, everybody's going to want to be the opposition force. And like Ken said, man, you got to have guns. You absolutely must have guns.
Yeah, and to expect a 2-year period, like it's everything's going to go smoothly for 2 years.
Yeah, because
in that region.
Yeah, because it always goes smoothly in that region. Always goes smoothly. Because nothing else, dude. That's the steadiest place of all time. That region. I'm surprised this has happened. All right, coming up, we got a little Finally Friday sounds. Coming up on top of that, talk a little bit more about DHS, weed, a bunch of other things. Straight ahead, Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. Prize Picks is amazing. And right now, you can get $50 in free lineups with Prize Picks. And all you have to do is go to Prize Picks, download the app, use my code Chad. And when you play your first $5 lineup, and the lineup is 2 or more players in a lineup, it could be any sport, you can go cross sports. And once you do that and you play your first $5 lineups, away you go. You get $50 in lineups free right there. And a lineup is, remember, it's players, not teams, and you're choosing more or less based on their projected stats. Steph Curry hitting more than 3.5 3-pointers in a game. Shohei Ohtani striking out more than 6.5 batters in a game. It's that simple, and away you go. They got injury reboots, early payouts, as well as stacks. You can win big time with Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Chad to get $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineups. Download the Prize Picks app. Use code Chad. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Operation Epic Fury. Is Russia giving Iran intel to help attack the U.S.? We've got that covered in other top stories at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, kids, every single week, take a deep breath, take a look back, and a listen back to the chaos, the craziness, the lunacy that was this past week. And we say it every week. I can't believe that was all in one week. Let's get to it, because finally it's Friday. Except he wants to pick the next leader. Who do you think they're going to go with? Marco Rubio.
Honestly, that's my first pick because Trump wants him doing everything. He obviously trusts Marco to the end of the world because he gives him so many jobs. I can't see anybody else getting this one.
Kristi Noem. She got nothing going on. She's got
to be the shield of the Americas.
That's right. She's going to shield.
She's answering to Nick Fury now.
Nick Fury. Sounds like a porn name. Kind of does.
That's what we should have called this whole operation. It shouldn't have been Epic Fury. It should have been Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Nick Fury. We're going to see. Everybody, Chad, you want Iran to win. No, I don't. I want peace. I don't want the world to be unsettled. And if you care about the Republicans, the last thing you need is the Republicans, right? If your goal is let's win midterms and let's care about Trump, being bogged down in something that Israel got us into. Let's be real. This is something they've been dreaming about. And unsettling the Middle East to the point where, and God willing, it doesn't happen. I would love it if Iran collapsed today, handed the keys over to the kingdom, and it would be great. But do you think that's going to happen? It's a war of attrition. What's the most dangerous animal in the world? A man who's got nothing to lose, and got nothing to lose at all, and their backs against the wall. So no, I don't want us to lose. That's the dumbest thing ever. I want what's best for all of us. And dragging us into, how many times have we heard this story before? A gazillion. I've heard this story how many times? Where they look and they go through history and they say, oh, if we dig ourselves in and we make Americans' lives uncomfortable by their cost of all of their stuff going up, that'll cause a big change.
This time's going to be different.
Yeah. Vietnam. How was that? We were there. Go look at our kill rate compared to what they did to us. The Vietcong. Go look at the kill rate. Didn't matter because they just thought it was an act of attrition and we could just wait you guys out. Go look at Afghanistan. Which time? Well, go with the Russians, right? And go look at, even with us, at some point in time, it was too much. Wanting to keep us safe is different than getting into something that we shouldn't have been in from the beginning.
We kicked some ass in Grenada, though.
We did. Grenada. Oh, there's Panama.
Showed Noriega what's what.
Yeah, we did. Big time. Somebody said earlier, no, this is just like Venezuela. It's not like Venezuela. We snatched an idiot up and replaced him with somebody better. And remember, to show you how much this is nowhere near that, they have somebody who's essentially somebody who won an election, and we decided to keep the people in power that were already in power in power. We didn't turn it over to them and say, we're bringing in the new folks. No, so it's not. And by the way, she sold him out big time. Smart for her. No doubt about that. He posted something on Facebook. Then he went to jail. We'll talk about that and the lawsuit straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury update. Is Russia giving Iran intel to help attack the U.S.? White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not deny the report today, instead saying it didn't matter because she says the U.S. is winning the war.
It clearly is not making a difference with respect to the military operations in Iran because we are completely decimating them.
What does President Trump mean when he posted the only deal he will accept from Iran is unconditional surrender?
When he, as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, determines that Iran no longer poses a threat to the United States of America and the goals of Operation Epic Fury has been fully realized, then Iran will essentially be in a place of unconditional surrender.
Meanwhile, the State Department says it's aware of 24,000 Americans they say have safely returned to the U.S. from the Middle East since Saturday. Meanwhile, Tennessee 5th District Congressman Andy Ogles telling WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis the ongoing filibuster on Department of Homeland Security funding is putting America at risk, and not just from cyber attacks.
There's lesser-known capabilities out there that are also defunded and not operating, part of which is our ability to detect nuclear weapons at our ports.
Homeland Security funding lapse has now lasted nearly 3 weeks. Senate Democrats have insisted on reforms at ICE to end their filibuster of DHS funding. Right now in Tennessee, Republicans telling News 2 a medical marijuana program may finally be on the horizon. This is Crosby, Republican State Rep Jeremy Faison.
I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a framework set up here in Tennessee.
Shift comes as the federal government begins rescheduling marijuana to a less restrictive drug category. While the current legislature isn't ready to legalize it yet, bipartisan momentum is building for a medical cannabis system. And the latest jobs report from the Labor Department out this morning shows the U.S. economy lost about 92,000 jobs over the past month. Speaking today to ABC News, Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick said the latest report does not reflect the economic fallout from the war in Iran.
Average price per gallon of gas in this country up 34 cents basically in a week. And so this is affecting everything from airline fares to mortgage rates. And the job market isn't doing well. It's a bad combination.
As of this morning, Gas Buddy put the average price per gallon of gas in Middle Tennessee at $2.98. That's 41 cents higher than last week. And that's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Relief Factor is awesome. Take it every single day. You should as well. Sandra, listener of mine for a very long time on my Nashville show, she's skeptical. She didn't want to do it. Back hurt. She had no energy when she got home at night. She was just struggling. She started taking Relief Factor. Skeptic. I tell everybody, be skeptical about anything. Try it, though. Put it to the test. She did. Said she feels 90% better. She's living a better life. Pain doesn't have to be the norm. All right. So if you've got, especially with your muscles, right, you overexert yourself maybe at work, working out, you're trying to get fit, and those muscles are in so much pain. You just don't let that happen to you. Try this. It's naturally formulated. It is amazing. You will feel the difference. A 3-week quick start right now for you. It's under $20, and you're going to feel the difference with it. It's got omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, focuses on the pathways when there's inflammation, especially with those muscles. Just from everyday living sometimes. So call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Make sure you tell them Chad sent you. Beacon Capital Management is ready to help you, give you a free personalized financial consultation. All right? Write this down, beaconcm.com, 615-488-9303. Whether you need help with your taxes, maybe you need help with your investments, your retirement, because you don't want to outlive that. Maybe you need help with long-term care, right? You're worried about that, healthcare itself or estate planning. They can help you with all of those things. It's the beauty of what Beacon does. They are a one-stop shop, and they can go over all of these things for you. They're local, they're incredible people, and they're ready to talk to you. So no matter what you're looking to do, maybe it's one of these things, maybe it's all of these things. You just like to get a second look and a second, conversation with somebody. Beacon can help you right now. So call them today. Get your free personalized financial consultation with Beacon Capital Management. Go to beaconcm.com, beaconcm.com, or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303 for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. I try to get back to as many people as possible who were out there. Some of you think, you want us to lose. You want us to again, like Bell and I, that's our dream, right? Like we sit around and go, hope America. No, I want America not to be in endless, ridiculous wars that lead to people dying, unsteadiness in the Middle East. And how about this? I bet you every one of you guys, I hope I'm 100% wrong, and everything by Monday, we're out of this thing. They've given up, turned it over to Israel, and nothing happens. And oil falls down to a nickel, which will not be good for the oil industry, but it'll be great for us. Right? Like, that'd be great. I hope I'm absolutely 100% wrong about all of this stuff. But if 3 weeks from now, gas is at $3.50 or $4, prices have gone up. I mean, it's like one of those things where, and when they say unconditional surrender, what does that mean? Trump said, turn it over to us.
We just take the terms we gave the Japanese and cross out Japan and put in Iran.
So we do. So just scribble here. Yeah, there you go. Just cross it out. Has anybody got any whiteout? So, somebody said, you said Venezuela was all about the oil, dumbass. I didn't say Venezuela was all about the oil. I mean, that's what we've got out of it. We got minerals too. But I thought we were removing a bad guy because it was about drugs. When we've gone over this 1,000 times, the drug problem was minuscule. And we went in and we take their oil and we'll decide what they get when they get it. But it wasn't about freeing the Venezuelan people. That was never it. And no matter how much that, that everybody says, oh, once we get in there, it's going to be fun. A regime change without boots on the ground, just from an air campaign, that's going to be a tough thing to do. That is going to be a tough thing to do. And I don't want that. Do you want boots on the ground? I doubt you do. What a liar, says 6964. What did I lie about? I'm just curious. I mean, it was about oil, but their whole thing was Maduro's the biggest drug dealer in the world, et cetera, et cetera. That's why they were blowing up boats, which they were. And we got oil. That's all we got out of it. We didn't fix the we need to free the people, and we didn't do anything outside of just take the oil. That's all we did. Their lives haven't changed a bit. Lady moved on in, who is far more competent than Maduro, and has taken over. All right, we move on. Do you guys remember what happened last year? This guy posted a meme on his Facebook.
He threatened violence.
He did, but he didn't. All right?
Story that made national headlines.
A Facebook comment quoting President Trump cost a man his freedom.
Back in September, Lair Bouchard was arrested over a meme he posted onto a Facebook page, What's Happening in Perry County, Tennessee. He referenced a quote from President Trump saying we have to get over it. It was part of a statement Trump made after a school shooting in Perry County, Iowa in 2024.
It's just horrible to see that happening. That's just horrible. So surprising to see it here. But have to get over it.
Bouchard posted the meme with text that reportedly said, "This seems relevant today," after Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
So I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I have really no idea what they're talking about. He had just called me and said that there was some concerning posts that were made on
Facebook.
On Facebook, yes, sir.
And they sent you guys.
They did. They wanted me to come make contact with you and let you know that they may be in contact with you.
I'm not going to take it down. Go look.
So that guy gets arrested, goes to jail with a $2 million bond.
Well, what do you expect? He's a super spy.
For posting a meme, by the way, because you remember what this was about. There was an incident in at Perry High School in Iowa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Iowa.
Yeah, I'm sure. And they thought, because they're in Perry County, that he was talking about them, which had, by the way, Perry wasn't anywhere on there. Just want to put that. And people saw it on the internet. They're like, oh, my God, this guy's threatening violence. It's happening.
The sheriff claimed police offered Bouchard options to de-escalate the situation, but he refused to, quote, clarify his public messages and calm the situation. In body camera video that News 2 obtained, Larry was not asked to take his post down, clarify it, or de-escalate. Hours later, Lexington police came back with a warrant for an arrest.
Just to clarify, this is what they charged me with.
Okay.
Threatening mass violence at a school.
At a school.
Following the arrest, Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems claimed that Bouchard's post caused multiple reasonable citizens to be in fear of their children's safety at school. After Bouchard was released from jail, he filed a lawsuit, arguing his arrest violated his First Amendment rights. But today, defendants, including the Perry County Sheriff and investigator, respond to every claim in the lawsuit.
So he wants to be, he's saying, you can't sue me. I'm protected. You shouldn't be protected from being an idiot.
That DA, the arresting cops, and the judge that issued the warrant are all incompetent and need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% incompetent. $2 million. And do you remember, had it not been for the fact that the story, because we started talking about it, because we saw it and we thought this is weird. And then next thing you know, it was on News Nation. Then it was on Fox and CNN, and it blew up. The only reason that he even got out, because he wasn't supposed to have, I think it was his next hearing was December 17th or something. And he would have still been in jail. And it's because they embarrassed them, saying, are you guys idiots?
In response, attorneys for the sheriff's office says they're protected by qualified immunity because they relied on the advice from the district attorney's office and general sessions clerk to arrest Bouchard. They also say the meme was not protected speech and it constituted a true threat, and defendants acted in good faith.
Qualified. You're not qualified, sir. I don't know what qualifications that you think you, sir, are not qualified. There is no way that anybody saw that meme. First of all, the lady down the street who says, did you see what this person posted in a different county? And you go over to them because you feel that this guy is going to come shoot up the school on a meme he posted. And you didn't have the common sense to go, ma'am, that's not what he's, no, it's kind of a popular meme. It's a meme. If you thought that was a real threat, you're an idiot. There's nothing we can do for you. Nothing. I think the people who complain should also be held accountable. Should bring them out to everybody.
That would be great.
Yeah. Qualified.
I love it when government thinks that it's immune from retribution when they just completely screw up and do things that violate your rights. It's like, oh, well, any reasonable person would have thought he was talking about spreading violence. It's like, no, any reasonable person would have been, this is a First Amendment issue. We can't do anything.
And that was their thing. They said, well, this isn't going against your First Amendment rights because you did put people essentially you threaten people. They took it as a threat. I can't. You being an idiot, that's on you, right? That's on you. That's not on me. We can't protect you from you being a moron.
And we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't.
Because that should play out to its logical end.
Absolutely. I think we know that. We kind of know how that ends. All right, we're going to wrap it up on this Friday. Coming up, Matt. We'll ask Matt important questions like what kind of tuna boat did we not get because...
No, we got more important questions than that to ask. I want to know why he's trying to block us on this Wendy's thing.
Yeah, he definitely did that. There's no doubt about that. We'll talk a bit about that as well. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Wrapping it up on a Friday. So, first of all, we've got a Wendy's update of a Wendy's. What would that be, Matt?
Hello, Chad. Oh, I should do that. Hello, Chad.
Hello there, sir.
I have a Wendy's update.
Let's talk about it.
By the way, before I get to the Wendy's update, I want to clarify something. My comment was not casting aspersions toward anyone's waistline.
Uh-oh.
I need Mike Viagra. Anyone's waistline. I'm here but it fascinates me when you have all of these commercials with fast food joints and they're always skinny people.
Yes, I know.
I see the people that go into fast food joints. Most of them are not skinny. Let's be more realistic with our advertising campaigns. But no, all of you are too old, and we're all of us, I include myself, we're too plain looking. We're too normal looking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm a chunk. They're not hiring me. Number two, beware the talk show that lures you into craving certain food items.
It happens.
As the Benson Show is wont to do. For they're discussing this Wendy's thing, and I think, boy, wouldn't this be great? And so I do what hosts do. I called my producer, Jackson Williams, and I said, you need to go to Wendy's.
Yes.
I said, you go to Wendy's,
She
and
has
I'll pay for
stormy
it.
eyes and great big fries.
Didn't you get in trouble for that once?
You go. Well, that was different. I told McMorray to leave his post doing the news to get in the car and go to, what was that, Whataburger.
Yeah.
Man, it was worth it, though.
Well, and you didn't, he might have got in trouble. You didn't have to, but the food was good.
I was told not to do that again, Chad. That's what I was told. Said, no, you probably shouldn't do that. And it wasn't even Weaver. Like, Weaver gave me a hall pass on it. It was apparently he can't do things in his own vehicle on company time or whatever. I don't know. So Jackson agreed.
Yeah.
Jackson said, I'll go to the Wendy's over on West End, which is closed.
What?
Closed.
Like shut down?
Not permanently. They're paving the parking lot, apparently. So they can't serve burgers and fries.
So they can't serve burgers and fries.
So we had to downshift to Cookout.
Which I love.
Which is good.
And by the way, it's so affordable.
Look, he gets back. He's got himself a burger and like two. Apparently, I don't eat Cookout enough. They do like two sides.
Yeah, you get two sides, right?
He has his burger two sides. I've got my burger two sides.
What'd you get?
I said, I got Cajun fries and cheese curds. And I said, how much do I owe you? He said, $20.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's so cheap. It's so
Like
cheap
$20
compared to.
God, I think you spent almost $40 when you bought the three of us dinner at Whataburger.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Lunch.
Whataburger was a lot.
Whataburger.
Don't even get me started about. I mean, some of these played Five Guys.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Take it alone.
I know.
I haven't had Five Guys in a long. I haven't had a burger in a long time, so it should make a good show because I feel myself. You know, you eat the heavy food. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're shaking your, you eat the heavy food and you're just like you feel. Oh boy, but it's like it's not now. But by 4:45,
yeah, I'm gonna want the show to be over. We might have to replay the last 2 hours, guys.
Slowly slide into the weekend by 4:45.
It's just sitting there, and you're just like, I might take a nap. They're gonna go to you.
Yeah, just let's all sleep together. Let's all take naps.
So let me ask you. Yesterday, you went out to the amazing boat show.
The big boat show.
Ken was supposed to be there because he was supposed to get us a tuna boat. And he didn't. But you did talk to Freddie.
I locked in on some boats, though. Fellas, y'all are going to have several. If you get the nicer boats, going to need several of those $1 million tunas.
Yeah, we're going to need some of those. They're not cheap.
I went on there was a $330,000 boat.
Yeah. Is it big enough to catch our $1 million tuna?
Yeah, big boat.
Ken's going to put it on his credit card.
Big boat. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ken's got it.
He's got it. He's got it so much.
I'm going to catch it on a night crawler.
Look, Freddie O'Connell is, he is the definition. I mean, we always used to say this about Bill Clinton, right? I disagree with his politics, but he seems like a guy you'd want to hang out with, have a beer with. And Freddie O'Connell is a nice guy away from, our disagreements about politics. But he is such a political nerd. And I would say this to his face. He's such a political nerd. He gets in this nuance of, we've got to study the return on investment. I mean, it's just like, good Lord, just make a decision.
Paralysis by analysis.
Just exactly.
Very much a Barack Obama thing, where it's like, I'm going to overthink it and do nothing.
Right.
Did you ask him to fire Teresa Burrows-Applin?
Yes.
Good, thank you.
I actually said, if it were your decision alone, would you fire her? And he said, well, no, we've got to make sure that we comprehensively. And he went back into that analysis run. And I'm like,
say a lot without saying anything and or giving an opinion.
And I just, he did say that he knew that Phil Bredesen had a financial interest in NES through his private company, his green energy company, before appointing him head of this commission. I'm like, didn't you realize that this would have? He's like, no, it's not a conflict of interest. They don't have decision-making authority. And I'm like, well, then what is the commission for? Well, because they're examining the situation.
Because we have extra money to give people to study some stuff that's not going to actually make any kind of real impact.
Well, and here's the reality. They're giving themselves a span of time during which they hope people forget.
Okay, that's what you do now. That's all you do. Span of time. How long? What's this going to do? But I said the other day, Ted Cruz never lived this down.
Well, and let me tell you, they'll come out in the summer, July, August, and there will be a scathing report.
Yeah.
Oh, bad decisions were made, preparations were not done. But in this 6 months, look at everything they've done to improve the situation.
And
so
fix
it never
those problems so they won't happen
they'll
again.
never happen again.
Yeah, that's what they do. And again, everybody's
Until
forgotten.
next time.
Until next time.
Until it happens.
Until next time.
The not having spare poles is huge.
I say that all the time. That's why at my strip club, we make sure we have spare poles all the time.
You never know when a pole's going to break.
Yeah.
You
Never know.
really don't.
Yeah, the
And-
not having, and only having, 100 and some on that day. Like, she didn't believe the weather was going to happen.
Whatever. And he fell back on the, it was worse in Nashville than it was in other places. And no, it really wasn't. Not in Middle Tennessee, but whatever. But he did say that they were examining, because they know the state legislature is going to do it anyway, they're examining getting representation in the surrounding counties on the NES board.
Which is good.
Well, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's
Good.
something.
Let's see.
That may be the best everybody gets. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Matt, straight ahead if he doesn't fall asleep.